Happy Friday. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. And every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time, I come and answer any of your Amazon questions. It's my pleasure to answer. Excuse me. I need to drink a little bit of water here, apparently. You can ask me questions about pay-per-click advertising, search engine optimization, catalog troubleshooting and brand registry issues, A/B testing, design, and pretty much anything that generates traffic and conversion improvements on the Amazon platform. We have a new website over at myamazonguy.com. You can see one of our best videos we've put out this year on how to rank #1 on Amazon. Check that out right on our homepage, myamazonguy.com. All right, so we're going to start answering questions here. Also, we will do one free PickFu giveaway today. So if you guys want to get your own ASIN A/B tested, put your ASIN as well as your competitors. We can test things like the main graphic image or even a title, and probably a few other things we can do. Let me know what you're interested in trying to find out. We'll run that free test for you live. All right, Jahil, thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. When it comes to keyword ranking, which has more value? Paying attention to the SEO or bidding on the keywords that you want to increase your rank for? So it depends on which phase of SEO, search engine optimization, you're in. So in phase 1, I would go for indexing. That is, show up for as many keywords as possible. So when you're first launching a brand, for example, let's go over to the search query report to kind of demonstrate this. So this search query performance report, this is a new brand that I just launched called Holstit, and I sell some gun holsters. Right. So we're in phase 1 SEO for this brand right now, and we're just trying to show up. So these are search queries people are using, and we're already getting 1-2% of the brand share on the search funnel, which is good considering the brand is less than, I don't know, 2 weeks old. So if we go over to Holstit, and I forget that, so I have my brand in all caps, but Amazon is case sensitive here. So this is the new holster brand. We've got holsters. You can put guns into them. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish. Here are the search queries. Here's the search volumes you can see. So obviously something like Glock 19 holster, that's something we're really paying attention to. We only have a brand share of 0.17%. So when we first start out, though, let's just go to a random product. So whatever this one is, right? And I'm going to go put this one into Helium 10. So we're going to open up Helium 10 and put this one in there to see how many keywords this is indexing for. And you want to index for as many keywords as possible when you first launch a product. This is an unusual product launch for us because it's a high SKU catalog, and it's an American-made product competing against Chinesium. So our organic keywords are not even nearly close to where we want to be. And part of the problem and the frustration that we have with a high SKU brand is how many different sales can you get on the same SKU? Well, that's very difficult, right? If you are selling something that's a single SKU brand, like most of our Age of Sage stuff that we've been launching this year, take, for example, this Mega Pint, which is, making fun of the Johnny Depp trial. All of the sales go to a single SKU, which means this is actually ranked in the top 10,000 in all of home goods right now. So when we look at its keywords in Helium 10, it is in significantly better shape. But this product right here, 32 organic keywords, it probably only has one sale on the listing so far. So that gives you kind of an idea. We're chasing indexing in phase 1. Phase 2 is about incremental indexing. So we want to be at about 1,000 keywords indexed by day 30. Not possible on my holster brand. But if we go look at this Mega Pint, this particular product is not even 3 weeks old. So let's go check out this one. Let's see how this one's doing. And my guess is that we're going to be at 1,500 to 2,000 keywords index. Let's see how close I get. I have not cheated or looked at it. All right, so the data says it's only indexed for 173. No way that is true. I think Helium 10's data is just not caught up yet. Run a new search. Let's see if that helps. See if that number changes at all. It should. I'm very surprised by this. And the reason I'll tell you that is because I've sold more than 300 of these in less than 3 weeks. So no way that's the only way people are finding it is on those keywords. But we want to be at about 30 keywords by 1,000 keywords by day 30. And this is the product that we're doing that. It's a pretty fun product. So that would be like phase 2. Then when we're entering phase 3, so if we go over to, I don't know, like my smudge kits, right? So sage candles for cleansing house, right? We're entering phase 3. This is going to be about incremental indexing. I'm sorry, about matriculating the keyword rank. And that's where you're going to focus on trying to move keywords from rank 20 through 50. So if we go back to the Age of Sage store, so we'll go amazon.com/Age of Sage. And in here, we're going to click on the smudge sticks, which we have moved over here. And these products right here, 578 reviews, very mature. We just raised the price on the 3-pack to $10 because I'm not making money on them. And so when we go look at these keywords, this is ready for phase 3. So we're going to run a new search on this. And phase 3 is when you take keywords that are in rank 20 through 50 and try and push them up to the top of search, right? So keyword rank, we have 1,300 keywords organically indexed. 1 to 2 ratio is totally upside down, by the way. We usually like to see 1 sponsored keyword for every 2 organic. This product is too heavily invested on PPC right now. That's what this data shows. And so if we look at keyword ranks and just filter this for keyword rank 20 through 50 like this, hit apply. And then what we see is there's 250 keywords in the strike zone. You need at least 50 keywords in the strike zone, rank 20 through 50, to start SEO phase 3. So this product is in SEO phase 3 right now. Then what I would do is I would sort this by search volume. And what do we find here is that white sage, we're an organic rank 20 for a 7,500 term, smudge kit, smudge sticks, all of these, some Spanish right there. All of these are going to be important keywords. And so what we do is we try and put more of the focus on select keywords. And then you would then also need to do PPC campaigns with heavy budgets on some of these keywords to try and push it from rank 20 to rank 1 through 5. And then once you do that, you're banking it because the search volume at 7,500, you're going to generate a ton of organic sales. Finally, after that, phase 4, this search query performance report, you can come in here and see that, hey, we have a brand share of 4% on sage candles for cleansing house. And then as we go through, the number of clicks is 20%. So out of 3,000 people roughly, 20% of them click on my product. That's pretty good. That's a high CTR. So focusing on this term makes a heck of a lot of sense. Then when we go down the cart, right, 21% added to cart. So I actually improved my number again, went from 19 to 21. And then I slightly dipped on the actual purchase. So I drop off a little bit on the actual completions on the conversion rate, but still at a killer 20% right there. So knowing that this particular term is such a dominator for the brand, that's why Amazon's putting it up in rank 2 of the search query report. So when you run the search query report, and for those that haven't run that report before, I'll put that into the comment section. You can just click on that link directly and pull this up. And I recommend looking at weekly data and just pull up the latest week right there. And you can see all the dates right there. And so sage candles for cleansing house. Now, my product is not a candle though. So do we have an exact match for this term on the product? We don't, right? And so what we would do to take this to the next level is update the A+ content in some fashion and reference that statement. So what we could do is we could actually go right into Seller Central, and let's just do it live. And then we'll jump to the next question after this one. But if we go into the A+ content, which I'm going to pull up on screen next. So if we go in here and we type in smudge, right? So here's the 3-pack. And we know that the 3-pack is where most of the rankings reside. So we're going to spend more time and attention. We're going to hit edit. And then we're going to go to one of the photos, right? And I'm going to delete some of this out, right? So I'm going to delete out fresh combo, whatever elephant. And at the front of this, I'm going to put in the exact match, sage candles for cleansing house. Okay. And I'm going to hit add. So now I have an exact match into the alt text. This is part of SEO phase 4. Additionally, we could put in something like a headline right here, sage candles for cleansing house, just like this. Right now, again, this is not a candle, but you can get away with referencing it in some sort of way like this, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and submit it. Next, apply the ASINs, review and submit for approval. This will go right through probably same day. Pretty easy to get A+ content edits that are just like a text edit like that. Okay. And then if we go back to the listing, when it finally goes up, this photo's alt text will change. And then right here, the new headline is going to be right there. And then hopefully when we look at the data, I'll go from a 4% impression share and go up to 5% because I rank higher. And then my 20% funnel clicks will go from 20% to higher than that, even if it stayed at static at 20%. If the brand impression share went up, that's still good. And that gets you additional coverage. So that's the idea. That's like a practical use case. We just ran through all 4 phases of SEO in a very short time period. For more information on our SEO, go watch that big SEO 69-minute video. I spent a lot of time on it. It's a really, really good piece. Also, write Amazon SEO in the comments to help me rank that video. I want to be number 1 in YouTube for that. I think I'm at like slot 4 right now. All right, let's go to the next question. Karen, thank you. Happy Friday. It's always good to see you. Karen's one of our super fans, coming in hot. Part 2. I think we might need a part 1 on this one. Suppliers strongly advised against bending because it may damage. Issue is, since the product is large, 92 centimeters, it doesn't bend, my margin will be 28 to 30%. If I do bend, margin will be 43%. Let's get that part 1 up here, guys. And we'll see if we can unpack this, because without the part 1, I'm not sure how to answer this. Karen, if you use the link in your part 1, it's not displaying. Go ahead and repost it. We'll come back to you. Jason says, if a 1-star review compares my item and talks about the other item for 50% of the review, any chance I can get that removed? I think it's a strong contender. Technically, I don't think that violates the terms and conditions because it is a product review. They're comparing product. But absolutely, you could just say the product review is about a different product. And I think that's fair game for you to make the case to Amazon. So I absolutely would try that and see what happens. Great question, Jason. David, I have a listing that shows strike through was $14.94 with a new price $12.97 in red. I can't find out how to remove this and just make it $12.97. Does Amazon take more fees for such showing? David, this is actually a good thing. I wouldn't do anything about this. This is called a MSRP, also known as list price. And it's a way to show the consumer that your product is worth more. You are not paying the commission of the 15% referral fee on the full amount. You're paying it on the strike amount. This will actually improve your conversion rate because the product has previously sold at that rate. And so that's actually really, really good for you. I don't believe I have a product that currently has a strike through to showcase this. But I have been putting my Mama Shark on massive sale. So I'm going to check that one real quick. This got banned. Yeah, it does. It shows it just like this. Here we go. List price $15.99. Current price $9.99. 38% off, right? This helps the conversion rate because people see it's on sale and it's the lowest price it's been in 30 days. So it's actually really good for it. So this is one of my longest standing items I've sold on Amazon. It's entering its sunset phase because it has the word drink on it, and Amazon banned it from ads, which is stupid. But that's another story. So I'm trying to discontinue it and get rid of it. I have a high inventory position, and yeah, strike throughs are good. Don't remove those. Robert, Amazon video ads. Does background music make any difference in CTR? That's a great question. I would say background music, good idea. And I doubt it will help the CTR. Most people are going to watch it without sound, but I would say, I'm making numbers up, but I'm going to say 12%, give or take, we're going to turn the sound on. And if they get to the listing absolutely needs video with sound, 100%. So I do think it will help. Any best practices? Yes. So if I was going to shoot a video about this mag mug right here made by Yeti, I would want to have the product start the camera shot. Then I would want to see a wide shot with me using the product. Then I would want to see a moving shot or a medium shot. And then finally at second 15 or 20, go back to the tight shot and rotate it in. Your video also replays. Keep that in mind. So the idea is you have 20 seconds to get their attention, usually more like 3 seconds. And so you got to really showcase that product as quickly as possible. Show it in use, banana for scale style, and really just kind of show different angles so that they can understand like what they're getting and get their interest. If you sell a steak sauce and you don't show me a steak on the barbie, right? If you don't show me what that's going to equate to, in my stomach, what I'm about to partake of, you're missing out, right? So show the outcome, the emotion that you're trying to sell of a product, not just showcasing the product. Some products are easier to do than others, though. David says, I'm a US seller, only naturally I see my products on Amazon Canada. I don't see any harm in the past month. Should I just leave it be? They did inflate the price a lot. Are they drop shipping? Yes, they are drop shipping from the US into Canada. There's only mild risks here. The problem that I had was that in Canada, so like this actual product is a good example of this. So what they did is they would, in my case, they weren't drop shipping it. They were actually selling counterfeits over in Canada. They were remaking it. And I started getting product reviews in Canada that were 1 star, showing smudges on the ink and stuff like that. And that became a problem because then the reviews, what do? They combined over from Canada into the US market, right? And so, hey, here's a poor quality shot. Well, here's the thing. I don't ship my product with styrofoam. I happen to know I didn't ship this. And so like this is a knockoff counterfeit product, which I have not been able to get the product review removed. So that's what you have to worry about when some people start selling your stuff in Canada, because stuff like that can totally happen. While we're on the review subject, see how this was, but arrived completely shattered, right? So if you see something like that, you can come in here and report it, and there's a chance that they'll remove it, right? So like a review that's about an FBA experience can be stricken because that's not about the product at all, right? Glass was cute. Hey, that's a 5-star review right there, but arrived broken. And then I got a 1-star review. Now, obviously with 7,200 reviews, it really doesn't freaking matter at the end of the day, but you just need to play some brand protection sometimes. Otherwise, Canada could be a problem, right? Josh says, hi, Steve. Happy Friday. Right back at you. What are your thoughts on the small and light program? So I have been negative on this program in the past. I'm increasingly in favor of it because of the economy, inflation, margin problems. And so it's no longer about maximizing growth on a $10 item. You might as well use the small and light program because if you don't, it's almost impossible to make a profit. So I do recommend it. It will not show up as 2-day prime. That is the biggest con, and it will hurt sales. I guarantee you, small and light will hurt your sales. But the reason to do it is because it increases your margin. And right now, margin is really important, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being profit at the cost of growth and 10 being growth at the cost of profit, what is your number? Well, if you were a 6 a year ago, you might be a 4 right now because margins are so problematic in a hyperinflation scenario. Government says inflation rates 8, 9, 10%, whatever they say, triple it. That's the reality of the situation, from energy prices to consumer goods. And we're shipping our baby formula over to other countries and we're out of stock of it in the States, and the FDA and all of the other government agencies are shutting down our food supply. And it's not a good thing right now. So margins are really important. I would focus on small and light. Absolutely would do it right now. Jeff says, any words of wisdom for brands that want to control their content but don't want to sell directly on Amazon? Brands that rely on distributors, 3 Ps to list and sell their products. I have 2 pieces of good advice for you. Piece of advice number 1, brand registry. Make sure you are the administrator of brand registry so that you can submit and approve changes that 3P sellers submit. Number 2, pick 1 to 4 partners. No más than 4. If you go over, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, if you go over that cuatro, you are going to see data confliction and they will not represent the brand effectively. Also, when you're advertising and it's a shared inbox scenario, they don't have a lot of incentive to advertise your product. So, in my opinion, I'm biased here. I'm the Amazon guy, but you are significantly better off being a bad marketer selling your own brand on Amazon, doing badly with ads, than using 4 mediocre 3P sellers who muck up your data and don't advertise your product anyway. So if you want brand control, do it yourself. You want to grow your brand, do it yourself. If you're a wholesaler and you can't see yourself becoming a Kroger and you'd rather be a Costco and nice, neat pallets, I totally get it, right? Kroger is like clean up on aisle 6 every day. Whereas in Costco and you're a wholesaler and you're a distributor, you get easy, nice contracts all day long and you submit big orders and there's no customer interaction. I get it. But man, when it comes to Amazon, if you don't represent yourself, that's a mistake, in my opinion. But those are 2 good tips to help you on your way there, Jeff. Let's go to the next one. Tim says, should I register my Amazon seller name for a trademark? I currently do not sell products under that name. Tim, how good is your name? That's my question. But I'm considering brand registering it and selling bundles with it. So in general, I do like having a generic brand and specific brands, right? So I come up with brand names all the time. I made Momster, I made My Amazon Guy, I made Age of Sage, I made Holsted. But I also come up with really bad brand names sometimes, including Meliora Goods. And I'm really glad I didn't waste money trademarking that phrase. It's a Latin term, which means things are always better, but it very much sounds like an STD. So if you have a good brand name, trademark it. You can file a trademark on Amazon through the USPTO, to be clear, and then register it on Amazon in under 7 days. So you don't technically have a rush to register it if you're not immediately listing products. However, if it's a good brand name, don't delay. Why? Because somebody else will beat you to it. So if you can, file the trademark. We have a new flywheel here. I'd love feedback from you guys on how the flywheel works for you. It's a little bit different and big. Head over to myamazonguy.com, give me feedback. We file trademarks in the US, Canada, and worldwide, $825. We filed more than 850 trademarks. Check it out. We have all these FAQs, what you need to do, how to do it. We walk you through everything. And here's the best part. We get your trademark filed in like less than 1 business day. So you get your stuff up and running very, very quickly. So check that out. Let me know how it goes for you. We'd love your business on that front. John, can you make a note that we need to ask if the FAQs made it from the old page to the new page? Because they seemed a little light. Did we lose any FAQs on new TM page from old? Feels light. All right, I just wrote the note down myself. Okay. Thinkerish, I will have 3 versions of my product. If I pay for PPC on one and the customer finds it, he is going to see the other 2 variations. Is there a need to pay for PPC on the other 2? Maybe yes, maybe no. This is a product specific type of question. If it's like a different size or a different price, that's like a good, better, best of the same product, you could get away with easily pushing the lowest common denominator, push the lowest product. Absolutely would do that all day long. I do this especially with my Age of Sage smudge sticks and my pack of 3, right? Most people are going to want to buy the smaller amount. They're going to test it out before they come back to buy a higher version. But if you are selling 3 entirely different products that don't have a lot to do with each other, but are somehow still parented together, I would probably advertise all 3. Now, if you have one power SKU that does 80% of your sales and the other 2 are very limited, obviously spending your limited PPC budget on the one SKU is a superior way to do things. So now, but here's like a good case example. So this is a parentage where we have 3 items. They're all a box. They're all the same type of idea, but they're totally different occasions, right? Not a Day Over Fabulous could give this to any women. Mom, though, that's got to go to your mom. And Mommy, established in 2022, that's only for new moms. Clearly, I would advertise very differently between these 3 products. Keywords such as New mom would go on this one. Just gift for mom, generic, would go on this one. And gift for sister, gift for anybody that's a woman, this one would be a great product for them. Although I could see myself scrub-a-dub-dubbing with some sweet pea bath bombs myself. Probably a woman's product, though. It's a pretty safe call. Lee, thank you so much for the super sticker coming in hot here. What's a good way to give away a new free product with your main product listing? I have the freebie on an image too, but I want the prospect to know about the free gift before they click on the listing. This is going to be a very difficult thing to do. So the question I have is, like, are you selling, do you have like a main listing and this is a new variation that happens to have a bonus item? Or is this just a regular run-of-the-mill item, but it comes with an extra in it? So, for example, this is actually a really visual conversation, Lee. So if you are comfortable, feel free to share your ASIN. We'll pull it up. So be on the lookout for that, John, if Lee shares it. But essentially, your main image could absolutely show an accessory or an additional gift or product. We've run many dozens and dozens of pick food tests or A/B tests that showing more in the main image leads to more curiosity, higher CTR click-through rate, and more sales and conversion rate. So putting it into the main image might be the solution here as a value add. Now, if you have a secondary giftable item that has nothing to do with the main product, and you're just, like, hey, I'm selling this mug here, and I'm throwing in cashew nuts because that's what I have on my desk. Clearly, putting that into the main image, it's not going to make a lot of sense, right? You'd probably just have like a gift box and go, call it a day. So I think you can mention the item in the main image and make a big deal about it, but you can't really use a starburst. You can't use the word free gift or anything like that inside of the title of the product. So marketing this, you don't really need to market it as a free gift. I would market it as comes with, has extra value, and go that route. So Lee, feel free to share your ASIN if you'd like. We'll come back to you if you do that. Tahir says, should we use our main keyword that we have already used in our title in the backend search terms? Yes, during phase 1 of SEO. No, during phase 2, 3, and 4 that we covered in the beginning of this video. And that's because we have found that by including it in phase 1, you will index faster. But as you have indexed, it's more important to rotate your keywords. It's not set it and forget it. You wouldn't build a $10,000 PPC campaign and never go back and optimize the bid. Same thing with SEO. You do the same thing. You're going to optimize those keywords. You're going to pull things in and out. And if the words are already in your title, they don't need to be in the search terms if you're past SEO phase 1. If you're in SEO phase 2, 3, or 4, as we've deemed it at My Amazon Guy, you can safely remove them for incremental indexing purposes. Great question to hear. Jeff says, some of my brand products come in pallets from China, but Amazon wants to break them up to send to several fulfillment centers. There we go. FCs. Can I get Amazon to accept pallets to just one FC? Technically, no, but technically, yes. It's against policy to force it. But the way that you could do it, Jeff, depending on how many SKUs are on the order, is you put a higher quantity per case. This does have a max in the beginning shipping step of 200. And if you maximize the number of units per cases, it will limit the number of locations you will ship to. At a later point, even if it's not actually 200 in a case, when you create the actual shipment, you can put in 20 per case, and then that way you're putting them all on the same pallet. But if you're sending a full truckload in, not necessarily an easy thing to do. If you're sending 8 pallets or less than a truckload, LTL style, technically Amazon is allowed to ship wherever locations they want. So sometimes you can luck out and they'll send it to 1, but more frequently than not, they're sending it to 3 locations across the country, which increases your shipping costs to go farther in distance. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. How you doing, Kevin? We do, by the way, guys, we do prioritize our questions coming in from members and from those that do a sticker. So if you want to be a member today, hit that join button on the channel. And then we do the stickers, then the member questions, and then whatever time remains, we'll go back to future members, as I like to call them, because you're not non-members, you're just future members. You got to join. Do you have a tool, either internal or external, to do category pricing research? Jungle Scout Cobalt is way too expensive. I mean, honestly, Jeff, I would just run a routine price tracker. There's so many different price trackers out there. You could even subscribe to a free tool using, what's that one called, where you can like track a price? Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it, but I have my own personal stuff. So like if poppets ever show back up on Amazon, I'll get an alert and it'll tell me, and it's for my consumer account. You can also just run a routine X-ray report using Helium 10 just to see all the pricing at any particular time. But if you're going to track pricing of a particular product over time, that's a totally different ballgame. You will need some more expensive software if you're doing multiple SKUs. If you're just doing a single product, what is that one software people use? Let's say it's got something like Jungle Track Pricing on Amazon. What's the tool? Well, it's not coming up on CamelCamelCamel. I found it. So if you want to use a one-off, try that one, Jeff. That might get you closer to where you're trying to get, actually. So that anytime it goes under a certain price, it sends you an alert. Try out CamelCamelCamel. That's free. It's been a while since I've used that. Okay, thank you so much for the super sticker. We'll go to your question next if we can find it. I noticed you had several search terms in your alt text field of your image. So we don't have to be limited to one search term. That's correct. Technically, alt text is supposed to be for the blind so they can read an image. However, it has massive SEO value. So I recommend keyword stuffing it. Amazon does allow this, and Amazon does index A+ content. This is something I've been talking about for 3 years. If some of you don't believe me still, which you'd be crazy not to believe me years later, test it yourself. Put Spanish behind one photo's alt text. I guarantee you a free coaching call. It will index in under 48 hours. We do have free coaching calls at my Amazon guy. I cost $400 for a 30-minute session. So that's how confident I am that all A+ content indexes. We do have a new coaching page. Same coaches are available here. And we also have an Ask Steven a Question for $50 button right there. And so you can see all of our coaches. We even have Spanish with Francisco. He heads up our Spanish division. Come check us out. These are all video testimonials from people who have hired us for coaching calls and various different things. Edgar, we met actually at Prosper last March. It was really great meeting one of our super fans over at the Prosper show. I will be down in Florida for the Powwow event as well as a speaker. So hope to see you down in Florida here. That's coming up here in a couple months. All right, so let's go to David. My buddy has a listing up with a valid GS1 UPC code. Oddly, a photo on his listing is not his. You can't remove it. Help. So generally speaking, when an image is stuck, there are two main problems. Problem number one, the UPC code is not in the UPC field on the back end of Seller Central. First thing I would check is that one. The second reason is because another seller contribution or another brand registered user has submitted conflicting data. Check for duplicate SKUs, check for other brand registry users, and rule those out. Additionally, if the seller contribution is being overridden by the Amazon catalog team, because we know how awesome it is to walk the tightrope above the crocodiles of Amazon randomness. To keep a catalog page clean, it is massive maintenance. Most sellers who are new don't realize the maintenance that's required to run your Amazon account, and they are stupefied when they find out that Amazon is mucking their data up. Yes, this is extraordinarily common. I recommend filing brand registry tickets, and when they don't use your seller contribution, follow that ticket up with photographs or website links to ask them to use your seller contribution. Fail that. One hack that we got the other day that we submitted out to the public came in from Leslie over at our friends at Riverbend Consulting. And that is to send an email to Jeff at Amazon. Now, we've known about that tip for many years, but the way that she articulated it was really quite good. That is, Dear seller, escalation relations. Here is my problem. Here are the case IDs. Here's my seller token. Here's my solution requested. I've tried it out regularly. Please escalate the solution to my problem. So those are your steps. Follow those to a T. I guarantee you that will get resolved if you follow it just like that, David. Welcome. Super sticker coming in from Joe Quinn. Lucan, thank you very much. CamelCamelCamel. Yes, that is the free tracking software. It was built for consumers, not for sellers. But I have used it over the years. It's probably been an actual full 24 months since I've actually looked at their website. But you can track it across marketplaces like this, and you can type in a product here. So like Half Pops, right? I typoed it, but Half Pops disappeared off of Amazon 2 years ago, and I've been waiting for them to come back. So I do have an alert waiting for Half Pops to come back. It's a half popcorn. It's where popcorn is half popped, thus the name Half Pops. One of my favorite treats, and it's healthy. And I don't like corn pop stuff as much, but I do like popcorn. Anyway, so you can come in here and okay, so you want to see like, hey, it's currently at $15. I want to set up an alert. You can come in and type in alert. So let's just click into a rank. So we're going to go to these dum-dums right here and send me an email when price drops to, and then you can type in what price, and then you can track it. And by the way, here's a price tracker right here. And you can see the lowest time it's ever been was in January 2020. Here we are in last quarter that they've got here from Q4 and Q1 right here, $34. Here is a stupid example of how hyperinflation is in existence right now. All the prices went up. You can see it right here for yourself, $28 to $35. By and large, 25% price hike all across Amazon over the last 12 months. It's from what I've seen. Frostak says, should I split up my listing 2 to 4 listings to take as much real estate as possible? This is a dependent variable question. If you have 4 products, but only one of them does 80% of the sales, the answer to this question would be no. If you have 4 products and 2 of them independently, one does 40%, the second does 40%, and then the other 2 do 20%, I would break them up into 2 slots. Make sure you have a power listing. Do not keep together 2 power listings together. If you can separate them out and rank them both in the Amazon search engine, great, separate them out. But if you like combined reviews and one SKU does the bulk of the sales, I wouldn't do that. Much better to keep them combined together. When in doubt, keep things parented. When you have a super listing, though, go ahead and separate them out. I've been getting over a really nasty cold. Still clearing it out of my lungs. I get cold a lot for whatever reason. Joe Coin says, Amazon has been flagging my listings for safety compliance, even adult size products. Is there any way we can change the wording to avoid this? Adult size products have certain keywords that can show up. From my experience, once you get a listing unflagged for adults, it doesn't typically get reflagged. It can, but it doesn't typically. So it's getting overridden somehow. I have a client who sells ropes, and there was a really interesting way that somebody used the ropes. And they tied up a mannequin, and it looked like a bedroom shot. And they posted a product review. So we think it was an innocent product review. But Amazon saw some of the keywords that were in that review, and they marked the ropes as adults. We were able to get it unlisted as adults by filing tickets. The same thing is for you. It's actually really easy to get things unmarked as adult, usually 24 to 72 hour turnaround time from my experience. If you get stuck, though, hire us for a coaching call. Here is the product, by the way, that we had the challenge with. So it's for my client, Rope Ratchet. And I'm trying to remember which product specifically it was. I want to say it was one of the longer ropes. In any case, yeah, we got it fixed. Ads show up now. No problem. So it's definitely doable. We've seen every imaginable problem. Can you imagine? Basic tickets do typically work. You know what? I misread this question. I need to read it again. Safety compliance was the question. So adult size products for safety compliance. Usually you only have to complete safety compliance one time. If it's getting in the toy category for kids, however, it's brutal and they might be asking for new documents they haven't asked for before. This is one I'd love to see a little bit closer. I'd love to know the category to be able to coach this one a little bit more. Certain categories have higher amounts of safety compliance required, more than they did a year ago. All right, two-part question. Part one, still not showing up, John. Unfortunate if that's the case. Karen, we'll take care of you. Send me an email to podcast at my Amazon guy. We'll take care of you in the back end. You can't post a link when posting a question on our channel. We use that so we don't get spammed by porn bots. That's a thing out of Vietnam. Just Jay says, literally, by the way, my Amazon answers reply has a typo, just like my question about it. Well, I don't think that's too much of a big deal. I don't think you can edit it, though, unfortunately. It's kind of a one and done thing. Good news is not a lot of people are reading those. I would sleep easy. It's probably a non-issue, to be honest. Funny, though. Is it still possible to edit to delete the Amazon reply on a product page? No, not to my knowledge. Well, seller support says it's still available. Well, let's dive in. Let's go to a random product now. Let's see what we can find. It's always a moving target on Amazon, isn't it? It's like, what's the rule today? All right, so we're going to go down to questions and answers. So here is the queue. Here's the answer. I don't see any way to report the question. I don't see any way to edit it. Seller questions, I don't believe show up in the back end of Seller Central. Product reviews do, and you can no longer reply to product reviews on the live listing. Seller questions typically come through by email. And so I'm not sure on this one. If anybody knows the answer to this question, please feel free to let me know. Would love to know if you can edit a Q&A, but I suspect no, Just Jay. That's my suspicion. Jason says, my product is an adjacent BSR category, potato masher when it's a potato ricer. What is the consequences of being in the wrong BSR category? It could affect your keyword rankings. Typically speaking, this one's a pretty minor one. I would move it. I would file a brand registry ticket. It's very easy to file these tickets these days. I'm going to go ahead and demo it live. Go to brandregistry.amazon.com. In here, click on support, contact brand support, go to listing issue, and change a product's category. Click on that button right there. Put in the ASIN, super easy. They usually auto decline the first time you put this in. Just reply to it, show them a link to your website, and take a picture of your item and post it on the reply ticket. Should go through for you. Really easy to do it these days. A little bit of a pain, brand registry ticket, but I would go ahead and swap it. Not a big deal, though, either way. You want strike-through pricing. That's right. Jeff is correct. Strike-through pricing equal value add to customers. Just don't overdo it. I would say, yeah, anything up to 33% is believable. 20 to 25 is probably the target, though. Will GS1 barcodes prevent my listing or being brand hacked? No, it will not. In fact, most of the GS1 codes have been hacked by the Chinese very frequently. I have multi-million-dollar clients that have GS1 lists from years ago that have all been assigned to Chinese products. And I usually tell them to stop using GS1 and file their own UPCs, which is against terms and services. But there's no way to fix them. It's a pain in the butt. So no, GS1 will not prevent your listing or your data from being hacked in any shape or form. Sorry to reveal that news, but that's the truth. It will not prevent pretty much anything. Does MAG have API experts? We do, but they're overtaxed, truth be told. We have development going in. I have $1 million SaaS software in the works to help me run my agency better. That's how you know I'm building to hold, is because I'm building my own software, because most agencies cannot make the transfer to become a SaaS company. But not only am I an Amazon agency, I'm a logistics company with refunds and clawbacks over at My Refund Guy. I own courses over at mag-school.com. And we're now going to be a SaaS company. And I also sell my own products. I literally have vertical control, right? That's the dream. Very difficult to do that. Every business has to run separately, all have their own complexities. So yes, we do have API experts, but no, I don't sell my API experts because they have massive amount of tech they have to build for me. I'm a very demanding founder when it comes to business initiatives. And we are hiring API experts, by the way. If you know how to do Zapier, you know your tech, please send me your resume to jobs@myamazonguy.com. We are always hiring for every role. We need brand managers, especially native English speakers on that one, and relationship managers. You can go to myamazonguy.com/jobs, hit the apply button. We will always take applications because we're always hiring because we're just massively growing. Coming up on 300 employees. Can you guys believe that? 300 employees. Last thing I'll mention here, we put employees first before clients. Our clients know if they treat our employees like garbage that we will fire them. And we will give them a warning if that happens. We also have a clause in our contract that says, basically, if you mistreat our employees, we'll fire you. And so they know that. We put employees first. And guess what? When you treat employees better than you treat your customers, what happens? You attract better talent, and then you serve your customers better. So that's why we do that. So yeah, we are always hiring. Go to myamazonguy.com/jobs. Check that out. Also, while I'm doing some plugs here, we also have courses over at Mag School, mag-school.com. SEO, design, catalog, and PPC, all under $20. Check that out over at mag-school.com. All right, let's go to the next question. Tian says, I feel like my competitor is clicking my ads. My keyword has 20 impressions, 13 clicks. Amazon should ban ads clicks from China. So you can file a ticket requesting reimbursement on this, and they'll check it out for you. Huge pain in the butts. Sorry you're experiencing that. But yes, this happens. Cost of doing business, still worthwhile. Less Amazon PPC malicious hacking than we'll see on like Google and on Facebook, in my opinion, because Amazon does take it seriously. But when in doubt, if you have a problem and it's caused by another Amazon seller, it's always the Chinese. Always. They do not play fairly. So be on the lookout for that. Helium 10 can see the seller's location now. OMG, in my category, electronics, 99% of the sellers are from China. Should I change category now? Well, if you were wondering why it is so hard to sell in the technology category, or the electronics rather, that is why. That is because you have so much competition coming in from all of the other low tier products coming out of China. It's easier for them to compete inside of the Amazon platform in the technology and electronics category because they make it in China and they can make it stupidly cheap. So it's easier to create a brand. Those are all the reasons. So I don't, out of my 250 active full service clients, I don't even know if we have maybe even one or two that are selling electronics. So yes, very steep. If you are the abnormal one, if you're the 1% though, tell your story about how you're an American-owned brand. That will help you, I believe. American made, definitely coming back. Made in America, hopefully coming back soon. By the way, my Holstit company, holstit.com, is made in the USA. So I am personally on a vendetta, on a mission, a quest, a crusade to make things in America. I am losing money to create things in America right now. My holster brand needs some love and attention. We need to get a big photo shoot going. All right, let's go to the next question here. Old Hickory, good to see you again. Thanks for being a member these many months. Clients want to heavily discount products with aim of customers later buying bigger products. So you're going for the LT lifetime value aspect here. What is the lowest I can have a sales price for an FBA item? Could you use a coupon to discount price further? Great question. So 40% is the lowest you can run a coupon or a promotion without it causing a flag on Amazon. If you have a price discount greater than 40%, you will not get keyword credits. You may not get review credits, and the sale will not help you from a BSR standpoint. So 40%, that's the max. I wouldn't go over that at all. Great question. I want to be Steven when I grow up. Yeah, are you sure? Love your beard, Jay. Kim says, do you have a favorite report you track over time and how for either keywords or PPC? Yes, we have so many reports. It's not crazy. In fact, we have just cracked automating our reporting at my Amazon guy. We threw lots of bodies at it for years because labor is cheap, much cheaper than automation in many instances. And so, yes, we track all of the traffic. We track all the conversion rates, the sales data, all that good stuff. You can also use a keyword tool like Helium 10 to track your keyword rankings over time. And I'm a big fan of Helium 10. They have the most powerful way to track keywords on the market. There are many programs that are up and comers that will give them a run for their money. I think Carbon 6 is probably the biggest one that I think is going to show them up. Here's a discount for 50% off your first month with Helium. That is my affiliate code. That will buy me a Chipotle burrito, and I'm a big fan of Chipotle burritos. I'm also really low on Mexican Coke because there's a massive national shortage. I live in Georgia where they manufacture regular Coca-Cola, and I buy mine from Mexico. I have employees in Mexico who can't even source it for me. That's how hard it is to get. So if you want to buy me a Mexican Coke, hit the join button or sign up for Helium 10 with that link there. Let's go to the next one. Karen says, where does it show seller location in Helium 10? I don't know how to answer this question very quickly, but I will tell you this. There is a way to see the address of anybody that sells on Amazon. So if you go to a product listing, you can click on the sold by brand name right there and see their address of their corporation. So that's how Amazon has released that public data. Now, if Helium 10 has a new tool where they show the category ratio makeup, I haven't actually seen that yet. If somebody can send me a link to that at podcast@myamazonguy.com, I will give you a free course over at Mag School for appreciation to do so. So I don't know off the top of my head. All right, so we're going to go into our speed round here. So we're going to go really rapid on these next questions. We're going to try and get to the future member questions as well that are remaining in queue. What is the best way to prepare for a 1-hour session with one of your colleagues? I would write down a list of questions, but have one overarching mission for the call. I want to X. I want to fix this problem. I want to grow my sales. One mission, and then write out all of your questions for that mission. Best way to prep for that. Download Zoom ahead of time. If you file one of the coaching calls, have your computer logged in, have Seller Central logged in, so you can make that go super quick. Great question. If I launch a new product in the UK, will that prevent me from launching it in the US a few months later and qualify to take advantage of the honeymoon period? Absolutely no impact to honeymoon period whatsoever, as far as I know. I don't think that'll have a problem. The honeymoon period is specific to each market. Great question. Tala says, can you please make videos on how to apply and enable pan-European program on Amazon UK? I don't spend a lot of time making content for the European marketplace because 90% of my customers are in the US, and we focus really heavily on the US. There is a chance I might have a video on this one, but I don't think so. Pan-European. Whenever I'm trying to find out if I have a video, here's what I do. I just go to Google and just type in, let's see, Pan-Euro, my Amazon guy. Let's type it all the way out. Let's see if I have a video on this. Let's see what comes up. So there's getting started with Pan European. That's on YouTube, but I did not see one of my videos come up, so I probably don't have one. Doesn't look like it. Sorry about that. I actually don't know how to do that one, so I'd have to find somebody who knew how to do that, shoot that one. Kay says, when Amazon is researching loss income and inventory via global logistics, what's the longest you've seen for a resolution? Well past 6 months, believe it or not. Once it goes past 90 days, though, you can escalate the crap out of it to get paid for it. So delivered March 21st, still loss. You're not even into rookie territories on these. 90 days, ask for reimbursement. You'll get paid, pretty much guaranteed. You might want to consider our add-on service. This is free for the first $500. It's called My Refund Guy, and this is literally built to fight for your money for lost inventory. First $500 on the house. MyRefundGuy.com. Check it out. Having problems with product authenticity complaints, submitted invoices, suppliers information, but Amazon sends back not sufficient information. So if somebody's reporting your products for authenticity and you're not the brand owner, it is an uphill battle. If you're the brand owner and you have authenticity problems, you're probably under attack from a competitor, and you may want to seek legal counsel from a lawyer. But in general, authenticity, if you're the brand owner, not a problem. I usually don't see it. So it's usually because you're buying from a distributor and they're reporting you left and right. So you want to go back to the distributor and get a letter from them authorizing you, and that should override any potential future problems. What's your criteria for an internship? So we're looking for culture fits, tech savviness, and culture fit. So we're looking for people that can fit into my Amazon guide. We do knock out 80% of our candidates based on culture fit before they even get an interview. We're not looking for experience on internships, but if you are experienced, it obviously helps. Additionally, these are paid full-time roles, so be prepared to take a full-time role on. And you can check out the certificates over at mag-school.com. These will help you. They are not guarantees that we will employ you, but they will help you get a job at an Amazon-related company. So go to mag-school.com. We do have a 5-course bundle right now for all 5 courses: PPC, Reviving Sales, SEO, Catalog, and Design. Check them out. Natasha says, I have a competitor that has huge spike in sales that don't seem to legit. I think they have been removed because they disappeared. Do you know what they might be doing to get these huge spikes in sales? Either low price, external traffic, or giant promotions on social media, typically the major things that happen. You could also see that, like keep in mind, it could have just been a regular run-of-the-mill TikTok video that went viral and they sold out. That can also happen. So it might look unusual, but it could also be legitimate. Keep that in mind. ASAP, if you're getting search terms in Helium 10 and many of the organic keywords that are relevant for the product are also Amazon recommended, will that affect the indexing? Yes, generally it will help you, because basically Amazon is saying you convert really good for that keyword. The funny thing is these are overrated. They're really not that big of a deal. They don't help as much as consumers or sellers think they do. But yes, they do help a little bit. Coming off of LinkedIn, if the listing is reinstated after a design patent infringement, how much time can it take to get back the status from the detail page removed back to active? Generally, 48 hours would be my guess. If it's going longer than that, you want to be calling Amazon every 4 hours until they fix it, because they do have the power to reinstate it very rapidly. Raina says, what do you do when listing indexing is gone just in one night and our product isn't showing any of our keywords? How to get back indexing? You have a suppression, Raina. It's almost always the photo or the main image that has a problem. Type your ASIN into Amazon.com, not to be confused with your own category dropdown, but in Amazon.com itself to check for a hidden suppression. If you have one, it's the image, almost guaranteed, sometimes the title, and then you're going to need to fix those and then file tickets until it's fixed. Also, make sure your category ID is present and not blank. Usually not that, but sometimes it is. How many questions do we have left in queue, John? If a 1-star review compares my item to another and talks about the other item for 50% off the review, any chance that I can get that removed? Yes, absolutely. Use the terms and conditions against them whenever possible. Last 3 questions. All right. Last 3 in queue. Here we go. Madeline, do customers consider the brand homepage when they make their purchase? Mostly no. I would say that 90% of consumers make the decision in less than 60 seconds by going to your product detail page. Most of the text is for robots on the listing. Most of the images are for the humans. 10% of people are super detail oriented and cautious individuals, and they will look at all of the content. They will click on the brand store. They will rotate around it. You can find out how many of your customers are going to the brand store by checking your brand store data directly inside of Seller Central. And you can see how many clicks, how many people how many impressions are showing up. By and large, brand stores are necessary, but they are a defensive play. Brand stores will not gain you customers. They will, however, prevent you from losing customers. That's why brand stores are a defensive plan. If somebody clicks on your brand name and you don't have a brand store, what happens? They go to Amazon's search page and see your competitors, which is not a good experience. You don't want that. So brand store is necessary. All right. Aiden says, I have a question. When we are selling under a generic name, is it possible to change the name after selling products under a generic brand name? Yes. Super big pain in the butt. On a scale of 1 to 1,000, this is in the 900s in terms of difficulty. The only thing harder than changing a brand name on Amazon right now is changing the UPC code. So UPC codes, super difficult to change. None of the processes are working and are having challenges. So yes, it's easy to change a brand name in comparison to the UPC code, but still very, very difficult. You may struggle to do that. We do have a service that we do provide to change brand names. So if you can't complete it yourself, you get frustrated, you want some help, head over to myamazonguy.com. We'll do a brand name change for you. Usually takes 1 to 4 weeks. You heard that right. 1 to 4 weeks to change a brand name. Very difficult. Baron says, hi, Stephen. Which type of Amazon campaign is best for competition target? Sponsored product targeting or sponsored display targeting? Sponsored product is almost always the right answer to all advertising comparison questions. They're just lower in the funnel and typically produce more sales. Consumers click on them more and they also purchase more. Display competitor targeting does work, but typically is necessary and best if done only on your best product. So if 80% of your sales come in on that one SKU, do display ads for that one SKU. Do not do display for new products. Don't do display for products that aren't going to do well with high in the funnel stuff. That is our questions for today. My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. If you want to show appreciation for our show today, please leave a comment on this video, even if you're watching in the replay. Just say, Stephen, thanks so much, or Amazon SEO, or Amazon PPC. Any sort of comment at all will help us with the YouTube algorithm to get more people to find our videos and content. Check us out at myamazonguy.com, and we're really appreciative for all of your support. It's not me against you, other Amazon consultants. It's not me against you, other Amazon agencies. It's all of us against Amazon. So I share all my trade secrets freely, and it's my pleasure to serve you guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much.